Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday night's messages of love from above. And as always, I guess I'm super excited about what messages are coming through. There's no guessing about it. I am. So before we get into the actual readings, of course, I want to send love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me in doing that, of course, I more than welcome that, whether you're watching live or even on replay. We can all join outside of space and time where this love exists and flood the earth with this beautiful love. So to start off, just going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now. And just let that love flow down into our own heart, fill us up, and flow out to the world, touching each and every single heart and being on the planet to bring us to a higher and higher and higher love vibration. And if you yourself are in need of this love for your own heart, for your body, for your mind, for a loved one, for a situation, for a relationship, whatever it may be, we send the love to you right now as well. Just take it in like a giant sponge, let it absorb into your being and do what it wants to do for you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for allowing me the space over that and joining me in doing that as well. Before we get into the readings, I do want to make sure everyone is aware that I do have a drawing every Monday for a giveaway. On Tuesdays, I put out a video announcing what I'm giving away, how you can get into the drawing or drawings in this case, and what else, any other giveaway news. So here's the link for this last one. I will be giving away an extra 30-minute person recorded reading, and it tells you all about it in that video. If you're interested, check it out. Also, this month of July, we're having a crazy Sun summer sale, which 50% off my Hedge of peace and love. And it's an energetic process that allows you space of just serenity for a couple weeks to allow you space to reflect. Sometimes we have so much chaos in our life, so many things that we just feel we can't, move away. This is an energetic process. If you're interested, check that out. And then also, of course, half off my personal recorded readings has all the amounts there, which range from a 15-minute reading for $5 all the way up to an hour reading for $30. So this is the month to do it if you were wanting to get a good deal on them. All that information and how to book a reading are listed in the description box of the video. So be sure to check it if you are interested in that. And then, of course, every week I do put out at least one pick a card reading. This week's was how can I transform my anger? And that's when we're ready. There's no wrong choice in emotion. There's just different experiences. But this was sharing three different ways with a pick a card on how, when we're ready, if we're ever ready to move anger, we can. So I like it. And then we also came out with a new Take 10 with Zen this morning. And this is a new series I started 6 weeks ago. Obviously, episode 6 was this morning. And these are a 10-minute or less video that talks about how we can connect more to the spirit world, how we can understand ourselves, our true selves more deeply, where I also answer questions from my subscribers. So the last three have been about fate, about timing, and is fate real? And today's was about is our death scene date, is it fated? And you have to put in the dun 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 like a mystery, right? So be sure to check those out if those interest you. So that are all the blah 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 announcements. Just want to make sure everyone is aware. And let me just take a quick screenshot here before I open up this, just in case, because sometimes the chat disappears, or it had been, and but they've been pretty good lately. So fingers crossed that they fixed whatever bug in the rug it was. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so they all saved this time good, so I have it all saved anyway, just in case. And let me just get this set up here. Apologies. Try to do a whole bunch of things at once, and why accidentally close out of stuff if you don't need to? All right. So there we go. All right. So if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. I'm very glad to have you here. We have a wonderful soul family full of great senses of humor and huge hearts to match. So welcome, welcome, welcome. How the free readings work are there is no special list. The chat is the list. You just, I go down in order. First come, first serve. If you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading or guidance, and Spirit knows what you want, and we'll pull cards that way. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I will prioritize those readings, step out of the free readings, and dive deeper and pull more cards for them too. And then when I'm done, I return back to the free readings and continue moving down the list. I'm usually on for a couple hours, sometimes more, but I try to get through as many free readings as I can, but if you want to make sure I do get to your reading, a donation of any kind will prioritize it. Um, and I know I don't have a set dollar amount because I know everyone's finances range from person to person, day to day, country to country, and also planet to planet for you aliens who are watching. And so you can make a donation either by the super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video and the pinned comment at the top. I've got my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and my Square. So you can do it in any way that feels comfortable for you. All right. So that is the skinny on how it all works. Let's get into it. Now, I am going to be using today again the Good Tarot. They're all great tarot, but this one's actually called the Good Tarot. And we will start here. So I got LA. You are the first reading coming up here for the donation here. And then let me see here. I did just get a. All right. Love 1, 2, 3, 4. I got your PayPal, and then Supernova. You'll be up after that. All right, LA. Thank you for your donation. And I did answer that this morning. I actually got through every reading this morning. Came on early because we had an appointment to go to this afternoon. So I did answer that one. So we will go to your replacement question. I like it. Which is, if you put your energy into singing, will that be well received by the general public? All right, let's take a look here. Is singing for your highest experience, and would it be well received by the general public? Let's take a look here. All right, let's see what we got. What do we got here? All right, all right, all right. We do have here, there's you got the Queen of Fire, which is someone who draws people to them. I mean, look, even in the bright lights here. But she draws people to her just by her presence. And so I like that. There's just this essence of the energy you put forward that would, here with the King of Pentacles, bring you in worth. It would bring you in fullness in the outside world. So with this energy here, I feel like there really is this great possibilities of it being well received and all of this. So I like this. They don't think you're tone deaf. Um, However, I'm just kidding. There is some soul searching here, which I like. We got the Hierophant, Number 5, we've got the 5 of earth too. So there is this truth, and you even have the 7 of swords, which is just making sure you're aware of your own thoughts and beliefs that deceive you, and make sure you're not deceived by anyone. Like if you pursue that into the music industry, just know that there's some shady business out there. You can ask Supernova, probably knows, because she also music and singing. Maybe can form a band. I don't know, but just be aware of your own thoughts and beliefs, but also others that could be out there. The Hierophant and the Five of Earth does talk to hear you about digging deep into your capital T true. So really getting to know you, your true self, your true desires, and letting go of any of these feelings of abandonment or being left behind or lack, because it have to, jump forward and leap forward into your dream. And there can't be any, I feel like there just can't be any doubt. Um, you know, I don't know why, well, there's all these singing shows on TV, right? But what Spirit's bringing back to me is you can see the difference between those people who are confident, um, yeah, right, and, bump people off. Oh, 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 no, that's not good. But, it's like this confidence. It's this people, when you're singing from your heart and you, of course, are, practicing and doing all these things, when you express yourself, there's such a huge difference. So I feel like there has to be this coming to terms with yourself of no fear of, I'm going to be me, and I'm not going to back away from this. I'm going to go all in with it. I can't just dip my toe in it, because the confidence doesn't come through, and it changes the music. It's like a combination of confidence, talent, and heart, right? So all of that comes in there. Not gonna bump no one's gonna bump you off. But yeah, you do wanna just be aware of, there's people like, "Oh, if you give me $1,000, we'll do a demo tape and da 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 da." And then where do they go? So it's like really it's people you trust, people that have worked with other people and developed that. So I like it. I like it for you. Yeah. So you don't want that. So you definitely want people who know people, and not or people who are well known and have done things to other people, and there's proof of it. None of these, like, oh, we have a great deal for you. You're like, I don't know about this. So trusting is good, but depends on what you trust them with, right? All right. So that is what they have for you, LA. So many blessings to you. And then Supernova, you'll be up next here after Love 1 2 3 4. So thank you, Love 1 2 3 4. And yeah, right. You're gonna be like, so what should be the number one song on my album? Number one, number two, number three, number four. All right. So Love 1 2 3 4. Your first question. Okay, Mamacita. And number two. Okay. Number three. That was Bro Bro. Number three is okay. All right. Next. That'd be the job. Boom, boom, boom. They're having me do all the cards first. Number four. Okay, number five. I mean, that was number four. And then number five. Are you sick of your mother and brother? Let's take a look. I'm just kidding. I know that's not what you asked. Oh. I tell you guys, this Leo season's gonna be fun. I can feel the fire of it already, and I like it. All right, so number 1, let's take a look here. It's just funny, it almost sounds like, a racehorse. It's like, "Are you really gonna retire your mom?" I feel like it would be next year, because this year I feel like there's still some things to happen here. We've got the 7 of swords here, which is, you know, um, we just had this come up, which is beliefs and thoughts and mindsets that deceive. And there's some fears that are here, um, with Mamacita, and we have this little ace of swords coming in that helps relieve those things, and it helps. Here's the 8 of cups. I feel like we have the 7 plus the 1. It needs to happen for the 8 to happen, which the 8 is 8 of cups, walking away from things that no longer serve emotions, situations here. Yeah, but I feel like next year is it. I just feel like she's tired, and you'll be in a place where she won't have to work anymore, which is good. It's relieving, and I like that. So, hey, intuitive. All right. Um, Number 2, bro, is up next. So yeah, You'll be retiring her. Yeah, I do feel like that with the 8 of cups. It does take, her facing her fears for her to agree to it. There's some fears that are there of, I'm not gonna have enough, there's not gonna be enough, and I just need to make sure, and this is I feel like she's defined herself a little bit by the work and the job and different things, and um you know, right? And there's this, energy of, but who am I gonna be? What am I gonna do? And then who am I with all of this? I just it's like empty nest syndrome in a way, but it's like her life. She's always been like mother, worker, this, that, and without those definitions, she's afraid of who she would be. So, something that you can do in the meantime to help prep her is get her involved in things, right? I think you talked about getting her out into social stuff, because then she has that and she goes, "Oh, I can do more of that," or volunteering or something. Just get her where she has that. You know what I'm saying? All right. Um, I don't number 2, I don't see that here. We've got this um uh, Knight of Wands, fast moving. There's a lot of energy, a lot of passion. Temptation here was the shadow. I feel like they're going to be going through just their little, realization around things, and they have all of this. I just feel like they're living life on the fast lane, and I don't feel like you're going to have to pay for tuition for them. Um, for several different reasons. One, I almost feel like they are going to, like, I'm gonna start a band. I'm just kidding, not like that, but it almost feels like they are living. They're just wanting to move beyond it, and it doesn't mean that they won't go back. I kind of feel like they're going to bug out of school a little bit. I feel like they just want to live, and they don't know what they wanna do, and they just feel like they're investing all this time and energy into something that they don't wanna go down the road. Like, if they have this idea of, "Well, this is the degree I want, but I don't wanna do all this stuff. It's not what I want." And I feel like they take some time off to really do some soul searching. So, that's what I feel is coming in with that. And then number 3. Yeah. We'll see. Um, number 3, um, here's the you're getting the Knight of Swords, so new communication will be coming in here very, very soon. The 3 of Wands, it's in a direction differently than you anticipated. So, whatever way you're looking for jobs and different things, don't limit it. Kind of think of like, well, where else can I find these job opportunities? Because I'm not sure if you're like doing it just on one particular site or one particular thing, whatever. But I feel like there's another way because this also is about seeing things from a different perspective, seeking a higher way of looking at things, and try stepping back, try looking and seeing because I feel like, you're gonna be getting new communication coming in, but, I just feel like don't limit where you're searching from either with that 3 of Wands. It just feels like it's, looking in a different place. But I feel like you have action and movement, definitely with this Knight, so, um, I see that there. Yeah, all avenues but, is there another place, to look? Yeah, there's always more opportunities. Wonder if you have anybody that's out if you know of anybody or, like, someone whose parents or husband or spouse or whatever, someone that works in the field or the kind of work that you're doing, I almost feel like it's like you ask, them, "Hey, can you ask your dad or can you ask, so your husband or wife or whatever, where do they put out like these types of jobs? Where do they normally do it?" And they're like, "Oh, you look at this place, this is where they all are at, right?" Yeah, there you go. So that's what's coming in there. I feel like it's look somewhere you haven't looked yet. So I like it. All right. And number 4. Yeah. I like this because it's what I feel you like your business, it's a higher calling. It's something that makes your heart sing, something that makes your heart feel full. It's not like, you've got the 8 of earth and you've got the 9 of air. 9 of air is like, don't let fear stop you. Don't let your mind keep you from moving forward into something that makes your dream come true, your higher heart dream come true, not your mind dream, not the dream that has been, given to us and poured into our head all our lives, right? It's like trust it, because you have the 8 of earth. It shows you have the ability. Whatever you put your heart and blood and sweat and tears in moves forward and does well. So don't let your fears alter it and have you invest a lot of time and money and effort into something that really isn't you. It's what other people have convinced you your dream to be, but you'll know it, right? Because you'll be like, this is I gotta go wake up and live my dream today." Bleh, instead of waking up early and excited, right? So that's different there. And then, are you sick of your mother and brother? I think that was funny. Um, I don't with these cards, it doesn't feel like it was from them. Because you've got the 7 of fire. This is I feel like being out and about. This is more being, out in public and because this is the thing. Yeah, I know. And you have the 8 of air, which is this movement and, um, stress, because we already used the 9 of air over here. Stress. Movement of thought and belief and mindset. Queen of water, deep emotions and, transformation to death and rebirth. So, I feel like there's a lot of, um lot of fear or a lot of stress around endings and beginnings and the deep-seated emotions that are bubbling below the surface. So I feel it's more stress related than it is, which we've been talking about, than that it's from someone else. It just our immune system, when we're in fight or flight mode, I almost cussed on YouTube. It really messes with our um, with our immune system in our bodies. I was about to become too comfortable with everyone and get booted off of YouTube. Reckon. So that's what they have for you, Love 1234. Again, thank you so much for your donation and your steady donations. I really appreciate you. And hopefully all those helped. All right. So Supernova, you are up next. You are very welcome. Let's take a look here. All right. So thank you for your multiple donations here. So your first question was guidance and messages from spirit guides. All right. Let's take a look here first and see what do they want to guide you on here. All right. Well, so you definitely have this energy here of uh, where are you focusing your energy? What are you growing? What moment by moment? If you had a record of like over a day, where was all your mental, emotional, spiritual, uh, you know, intention, energy, and actions? Where was it all invested? You'd have an idea of what is my dream? What am I focusing on right now, right? Because that will show up here with all of this. With the magician, which holds the magic wand, and the two of wands, the two of fire, is telling us wherever we focus our energy is what grows and expands, right? So if a little child walks into a bakery and there's a glass case and they're pointing at this donut, the baker loads up a dozen, gives the box to the little kid, and the little kid's like, "Nah, I hate these. Why'd you give me these?" They're like, "Well, that's what you were pointing at." And you're like, "Oh, I was pointing at them because I don't like them." And they're like, "I'll tell you what, if you point at what you love, I'll give you dozens of boxes of that donut instead." And you're like, "Oh, right." And that's how it works. Whatever we're focusing on is what we're inviting and growing and bringing into our lives. Like attracts like. So whatever we're focusing in is important. And so whatever our true dream is, it's like, okay, this is what, and it's okay. Like you said, you've been slacking off a couple days, few days. Rest and rejuvenation is important too. You can burn yourself out and wear yourself out. So it's okay. Be gentle with yourself. But they're just saying it's be aware of where you're focusing your energy, because it does you have such a powerful impact with your co-creativeness of your life, right? Because we have the six of air, so there is movement going on. You're leaving behind old ways of thinking, moving forward, leaving fears behind, moving forward. We've got this, beautiful, um, leaving choppy waters to calmer waters. So there is movement. So just realize that, even though you may not be doing physical action, you're doing mental work, you're doing emotional work, which is part of everything, right? So I do like that. And you have the Four of Earth too, which is this solid feeling of the outside world. For me, it feels like home. This is what home feels like. So it just feels you're developing a strong sense of yourself and the stability that comes in here too. So I like it. I like this for you. But I feel like they're saying, it's okay. You can rest and relax. You don't have to burn yourself out, as well. All right. And then so that's it for your first question. And then the second question, um, yeah, singing too, right? All right. So let's take a look here and see. What does spirit think about the singing, the singing, the singing? Yeah. So they've got the peace of mind, um, kind of the get out of your head and into your heart type of energy that comes in here, right? You definitely have the king of air, the king of swords, rules over co-rules over that, but all the kings are given a second portion of air, which makes him the master of thought and belief and mindset. So it's like, you have there's peace of mind, but cut away fears, cut away fears, cut away fears, and get out of your head. Because you have this wonderful. Let me see if I can do this here. Nine of water, wish, dream come true, emotional dream come true in the world, creating a new world, leaving behind the old ways of thinking and moving into new. Leaving behind um, old habits, all of these supposed tos, all these expectations, the should, the supposed to, the need to, the have to, the must. Because that really, boy, talk about, and then even had a sailboat over here, right? It's like, it really takes the air out of your sail is a lot of expectations. Because when we have like, well, this is what it's supposed to be, who I'm supposed to be, what's supposed to be, supposed to be, supposed to be, supposed to be. All that energy just to get up to ground zero, exhausting. It just sucks the life right out of anything, relationships, dreams, whatever. And you can tell when you start to feel like ugh, or fear build up. It's like, oh, I can't do any of this. There's like the list is so long. Ugh, it just feels like work. Well, then you know that fears and expectations, and we're up here instead of in here. So, you have the Nine of Cups, which is telling you this is a dream. This is your heart's dream, your passion. So, get out of the head and into the heart with that. So, that is what's coming in for you for that one. And then your third question here. Will your relationship with your mother ever be normal, nice, or loving? Oh, well, that's not going to give you good songs. Why would you want that? That's like, who was it? Taylor Swift. She's like, I don't know what's going to happen if I ever get into a relationship that is a good one. Uh, I don't know what kind of songs I would write. She was funny. But anyway, so let's take a look here. I see. Let's see what else we have here. Mm, yeah, yeah. It's funny. I'll show you what I'm laughing at here in a sec. But you chose this. You have the high priestess here, who is, of course, she goes into her high priestess temple, connects with spirit, goes behind the veil, dives deep. You wouldn't have done this. You wouldn't be this three of earth, which the three pentacles. It's being true to your authentic self. You wouldn't be this. It's like if you had this other type of relationship, you wouldn't have had to um, find out who you wanted to be so early. You know what I mean? Like you would have like tried to please, tried to, and you did in the beginning, like any child would, try to be who they think you should be, and you've done all this, and but very early on, it just it was like almost like zero impact. You're just like, well, screw this. I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna try to be who I think you want me because it's not worth it. You realize very young, I'm gonna be me because why be anything else? It's doesn't get me any benefit. I'm gonna be true to me. And I feel like that's a big piece of it, right? because you got here. Here's you found your inner strength, your connection. Again, I feel like you kind of went inward and upward, and you found your spiritual connection very early, because maybe you felt alone, maybe you felt abandoned, maybe you felt out on your own. But here, the three of water, the three of cups, this represents like your spiritual entourage, and here's your higher self, and you got this too. So this all tells me like very early on, you you know, I would have not been surprised if you saw dead people when you were young because it's like all your invisible friends came out to play. But there's this connection to spirit, and you chose it. This is saying that you chose it on purpose for a purpose. You knew full well when you came down here that that's the kind of relationship you were going to have. And I know, like, I look at my family now, and I grew up very alone. My dad was always away working, my mom was working and trying to maintain everything and busy, and my brother was having his friends. So of course, when I was younger, I was like, why didn't everyone be around me? And I felt abandonment and all those delicious emotions I came here to experience. But I also know it helped me connect to spirit very early as well. And um and and I realized I chose it on purpose because I wanted to be independent. I wanted to be strong, and this is what I wanted to be. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, there's this inner strength you have now that you wouldn't have had if you were, um, you know, had this beaver cleaver, if you know who that is, happy household that's you know perfect the way everyone thought it would be. But, and then what I was laughing at is, but then with the 7 of cups, this you wouldn't have all these emotions, all this variety of emotions to pull from to share your artistry. That's it's like an artist journey, whether it's painting or music or whatever, dancing, whatever. The pain, the experiences, the lower vibrational energies, you know, are are gold in the because when you can sing from your heart with pain, um, and then like because of course you're the music you're doing is you're starting off with the pain and the lower vibration, and you're taking people on a story to this higher vibration, and so everyone can relate to the lower vibrational pain because it's all around us, and then when we're able to have it transform, that's what's beautiful about it, right? Yeah, and yeah, because no one has a perfect childhood. No human child had a perfect childhood. So, I like this for you. I just feel like I don't feel like you're meant to have a normal relationship, with them, and, I feel like spirit is your mother, like, goddess mother, Mother Earth is your mother, you know? I know I had one point where, I just saw my dad last week. Not this week, the week before. He flew in, with his new wife to visit, her sister in another town, and they came down and had lunch with me. So I have a loving relationship, not a consistent relationship, but, there was a time in my life when, um, I was going through an organized religious kind of transformation, and I sent him a letter going so excited about it, and God and Jesus and all this stuff, and he sent me a letter back saying that pretty much you can keep your relationship with God to yourself. It's our individual stuff. And I was just like crushed. And there was a little wastebasket like right next to me. And the creator said, I'm your father. You can just put that in the trash can. And I was like, oh, thank you. So it's like they stood in, and I feel like that's what the spirit world and creator are for you. You have this unconditionally, eternally loving mother and father, on the other. So, exactly. Yeah. Well, no, and it was exactly what I asked for, and that's the thing is, like, it didn't happen to me, it happened for me, and I look at it that way. I don't have any ill feelings. Um, it was just like, "Wow, okay, I wanted this, we knew it before we came down here." They were like, "We'll be your parents, and you sure you want that kind of life growing up?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I want because 'cause it'll bring me to who I am today, and I love who I am today." So that's it, Nova. Yeah, that's right. So many blessings to you. Yeah, and it's like, you just don't have to have any of those expectations of that it needs to be anything else than it is. Just to love them and accept them for who they are and go live your dream. That's what I'm doing. All right. So many blessings to you, Nova. Thank you again for all your donations there. And that is what they have for you right now. Absolutely. Love you. All right, Blissful Breeze, you are up next. Thank you for your donation. And you said, "Did you make the right decision breaking up with the Virgo?" All right, let's take a look here. Was it for your highest experience to ixnay the Virgo A? Let's take a look here. All right. Yeah. Yes. Yes, it was. Um, So, the Hierophant here is this, calling to this deeper truth of who you are to be and where you are to go. It's this journey, this change. The Hierophant, the major arcana number of change. So this is like significant. Yes, this is a time for change in your life, and if you didn't do it, it was going to happen for you anyway. So it was on its way. The tower is people are removed out of our life on purpose for a purpose to make space for what is meant and to clear the path for you here. So, um, yeah, because you were meant to here to be introduced to this page of water, which is the page of cups, a higher love, a bigger love, a new love. It starts with love for yourself, this new inward and upward reflection of love that then is reflected in the outside world in a human. So this was meant, to be like I said. We have the two of fire, the two of wands, which is an energetic choice, and the the tower comes in when it's our higher self has a faded time for us to move and to go a different direction. So we've got this energy here of it was meant to move you from a lower vibration to a higher vibration of love. So yeah, you it was going to happen anyway. So you doing you were doing it right in line because I feel like not moments later, but like days later, if you hadn't, it would have anyway. It just feels like something would have snapped. Because you have this new communication. You have this, you are learning here with the Hierophant. More and more here, the Ace of Air, the Ace of Swords is about connecting to your capital T truth, like the Hierophant card here. And the 10 of Pentacles normally has two people on it with a child and a grandfather and a dog and all the pentacles and a home, which is the fullness of life, and you are really reevaluating and digging deep into what you feel this really looks like and what you have from it and the fears that you have that you're cutting away from it too. But it is different, and the Virgo couldn't go there with you, so that's why they were also going to be removed out of your life for you. But you didn't beat it to the punch. You were doing it within the time frame because it's funny that Spirit has said when you're in tune with Spirit, you can start hearing countdowns of things like countdowns of tower moments where it's like 10, 9, 8, and you're like, "Oh, something's about to get moved." And it's like you were like, "Oh, yeah, psh, I'm not gonna wait for the lightning strike to hit the tower. I'm like, I'm done with this. I've learned what I need to." Boop, and then you're moving on to your next. So, I like that for you, Blissful Breeze. That's what they have for you right now. So, yeah, feel confident that you made the right choice. Yeah, yeah. So here we go. Excited for what's coming, though. All right. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So, James, Helen, you are up next. Thank you for your donation. You want to know, where are things heading with Patty? And do you see us dating? Now, let's take a look here. See what the energies of today are bringing. See if the weather forecast has changed. I don't think it has. Not with that card coming out. We'll look at that one at the end here. Well, oh my gosh. So the first card's coming out here. Lover's card and the Nine of Cups with emotional wish fulfillment. So I would just stop with these cards to say, I would say that yes, if that is your dream come true, these cards would definitely support that. In addition to that, if you needed more, which we can always use more affirmation, right? Got the Ace of Earth, the Ace of Pentacles, new opportunities opening up in the outside world, and the Six of Pentacles too, this equal giving and receiving, this equal balancing. Now, I did put out my Take 10 with Zen video series. It's a free one. I talked about the Six of Pentacles. I believe it was in episode 5. But if they're only 10 minutes long, or less each anyway. But if you check those out, check out 4, 5, and 6. I think it's 5, but 4, 5, and 6 tell you about fate and how it talks about fated relationships and how there's usually not a fated beginning and ending, but the impact of our consciousness on those fated dates and timing and unconscious. And the Six of Pentacles talks about some of the unconscious things. But definitely check out 4 and 5. 6 today is about death date, and you can always listen to it too, because there's great information in here about our energies and how it impacts it. But you have the Eight of Pentacles too. So this was the one I was like, well, there you go. Eight of Pentacles is about you putting in the work, and then things move forward and in the outside world. So if you putting in the energy, like sending flowers, putting out your intentional energies, doing things, around relationship, you see things move forward. So I like that. I like the Ace of Earth for you too, because the Ace of Pentacles is about also seeing your value in relationship to the outside world change in a positive way. And I like that. For some reason, Harry Potter's, what did they call it? The Patronus, whatever, when they have their magic and they put forward their essence, it would appear in an animal. And I think his was the stag. And I kind of feel like this is you stepping into your power. If you're not a Harry Potter fan, um, you know, go watch it anyway. I'm just kidding. It's only how many, 6 movies or 7, 8? I don't know. I can't remember how many now. It'll be good for you. Keep you busy in the meantime. But it looks very positive, James, is what I'm trying to say. So, um, Lover's card, the dreams come true, 9 of Cups, can't ask for more. So, I like it. So, very positive energies. And that is what they have. So many blessings to you, James, and thank you again so much for your donation. I like it. And then Daisy, you're up. And then I love 1, 2, 3, 4. Did get your additional one. And Daisy, thank you for your donation. Let's scroll to the top. There you are. Hello, hello. So, how do your coworkers and boss feel about you? You have imposter syndrome and anxiety. You're so funny. All right, let's take a look here. You and your laughing icon there. All right. So, Daisy, let's take a look here. What does your boss and your coworkers think of you? When we ask what other people are thinking of us, something definitely to keep in mind is that we are a mirror. And so, um, you can even look at it yourself. When you think of other people, is what you think of them consistent 100% every day, always? Not normally, right? If I wake up feeling sick, everyone's a jerk. When I wake up in a good mood, everybody's wonderful. And then when I wake up normal, then it depends on what happens throughout the day, right? But whenever anyone looks at us, they are looking in a mirror and we can't help it. So every single person is going to think differently of you at different times of the day in their life. And so when we ask it, we're going to get a variety of different things here. We're going to I usually ask, what's the average? What is the average of what people see us as? But that just means that that's the average of what the people were hanging around. Something that, Spirit usually says is a more productive use of our energy is, what do we see when we look at them? Because that's the mirror reflecting back to us. That's something I can do about. Other people, there's a famous meme that says, "Other people's opinion of us is none of our business," because it really has very little to do with us, because people are looking through the filters of their life, and that's what they see. It's like everyone walking around with those big Google glasses, those big ones where they're watching movies, and you have no idea what they're seeing. You just know that they're screaming, like you're a serial killer, or they're laughing at you because you're a comedian, or they're crying because they're like, "Oh, you broke my heart," or it's a love story, or they're crying because it's a happy ending. We don't know what people are seeing, right? So, but we will look here and see what is the that's so funny, what the consensus uh average is. And I say it's so funny because, I'm talking about mirrors. Let me see if I can do this here. You got 7, 8, and 7, 8. What are the chances of that coming out like this? Because you've got earth, fire, water, and air. Oh my gosh. And you got all four elements. So to really bring the point home, depending on even people's zodiac signs, that what the moon is in, what the planets are in, it's all going to be different, and we can't control any of it, right? Some people see you here as someone who is leaves people behind and moves forward. So some people, you're a villain. You leave them, and for other things. Other people, you're a very hard worker, and you put in the blood, the sweat, and the tears. They see you as a mover and a shaker. Others, with the seven of fire, they see you as someone up on a hill that shines bright, and they don't like it because they want to be up there and they feel down here. Other people here, um, with the seven of swords here, this is the deceit, that you deceive people. You lie, you lie, you lie. So you see how there's like all this different things here. I just love all that. That out of four cards, you have two sevens and two eights, and you have all four elements. The chances of that is just crazy. So I love that the last card they gave you, though, is the judgment, the judgment card. So people judging, 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 but the judgment card is your higher self calling you up. And I like this because it's like they're saying the humans' opinions are fickle and ever changing and inconsistent and unstable and all about them. But if you want a clear picture of who you are, ask your higher self, see it from their viewpoint because they're the ones that see things truly. And they also are looking at you from a place of eternal, unconditional love. And that's going to be the clear picture of, of who you truly are. You are a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love, playing this character here. So, you know, are you playing the character good? Evidently so. Sometimes you're a villain, sometimes you're a hero, sometimes you're a victim. That's the drama of the human character. But when you're ready, you can see yourself of who you really are, the actor behind the character. Um, if you have a chance, if it resonates for you, I have a free series on my main page called U times two. It's like 40 videos, and some of them are 10 minutes, some go 20, everything else in between. But it's all about getting to know the two of you that are living this human experience, this human character, your higher self, and this lovely bonding together that can happen with the two of you. And you walk life differently with that awareness and that knowledge. So that's what they have for you, Daisy. So I know it's like, well, my human wants to know um, how we compare to others because we need to know if we're lovable and acceptable by this long list of fears of rejection and failure and losing conditional love. But it's ever changing and unstable, and you can't, get it down there, right? Could be. It could definitely be. Depends on when you ask them, right? Sometimes they think you work hard, right? Sometimes they don't. And what does any of that have to do with you? Ooh, right? That's deep, right? What does it have, Because I know, like, when I felt I did so much, if I was with the company for over 20 years, and when I felt I was doing so much, almost to the point of exhaustion, I got, like, meets expectations. And then when I said, "What am I doing?" I backed off and just did what was needed to get done and enjoyed my job, I got promotions and raises. And I'm like, "How what this doesn't make sense." And that's the world. This world is different. We see the world as we are, not as it is. And so other people see the world as they are, not as it is. So um, you never know. You can probably ask everyone in this room, when did you get a performance review that really reflected the job you thought you were doing? Very, very rarely. Everyone's all, "Oh, but that's what's coming in, Daisy Daisy. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you for your donation. All right. Love 1234. Thank you so much for your additional donation. Oh, okay. Well, let's take a look here. We know that they got a lot going on. They were probably in front of their mother. It's like it's hard to flirt when there's people around, right? Let's take a look here. Yeah. I like this with the here's the queen of water, here's the emotional female representation in their life here. And the four of air here. This is peace of mind. kind of energies, but I just feel like, they were like, whatever situation it is, their mind was in this place of stability, and I feel like there was an emotional, I feel like that's their mom. There was just, they were around them. So this just tells me here, I feel like their mom, I'm not sure if she's a water sign, but it just feels like almost kind of bipolarish in a way where they just have to be really sensitive, where they're just like, and they know that, um, who you talking to? What are you doing? Oh, nothing, da 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 da. Uh-huh, uh-huh. I just feel like there's this change with all of that there. Um, and we know they're going through this right now anyway, right? We know they're going through a lot of new changes, a lot of new stuff. Tower card, things being pulled out of their life. We got the Ace of Cups, so they've got a lot of emotional changes happening and a lot of mental. So the balance of, all of this stuff here. Um, yeah. No, it, well, I mean, I feel like it's mom because I just feel like they have such a strong pull on them. I don't feel it's romantic though. I just feel it's emotional. Like they're like, I gotta be aware because if you grow up with an emotional, im- I don't say imbalance, but an emotionally extreme individual, like when you would before you'd go out of your, like when you got out of your room in the morning, you just kind of like sense, you just walk in like you're like a little kid walking in to get your cereal and you're like, "Good morning." And you're just like, "Whoop, whoop." You're just paying attention to what's going to happen. And they are hyper aware. And I feel like when they're around her, they're hyper aware. And so they have to have all their focus on them. And it's like, if they're happy, good. These are the good times. And if they're like, "Rah, rah, rah," you're just like, okay, stay out of the way, stay quiet, don't spill the milk, whatever you, for the love of a God, whatever you do, don't spill the milk. There will be, berating and beatings. But I feel like this is the type of thing that was going on there. So, um, yeah, I just feel, and then the tower, and then those aces. There's a lot of change happening in their life, which I think they're like, there's all this moving parts and all this stuff. Um, they just have so much going on. So you have to catch them at the right time when they're just like, which we talked about before. They feel like what it's like to be super busy and on the go constantly, so that's what's going on. Yeah. All right. So that's what they have. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Hang in there. But of course, you know, what we can do, these feelings don't come up just by accident, right? Whenever we have concerns about others, it's let us look in the mirror of what I can learn about myself. Where are my insecurities? Where are my fears? What am I afraid of? And because if they keep coming up, it tells me some of my energies are being invested in that, right? And if it keeps like going, hey, 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 then I can be like, okay, let me take a look at you because obviously you want some attention. So let me give that to you, you know? So something that you can do with that too. All right. So thank you guys so much for all of your donations, and I believe that is it. All right. So we are now at 1 hour in, starting the free readings. So I should like post that. Free readings begin at 1:04. All right. So Dijona, you are up next. So you want to know whatever comes out. Let's take a look here. No 8 of Cups. Look at this, 2 readings in a row. So you've got the, 5 of Air and the Page of Air. So Page of Swords, 5 of Swords. I like this because it tells you here that there is this change of thought and belief and mindset. You are looking at things from up above, seeing things from a place of unconditional love and from a different perspective that allows some conflict to resolve because as you're focusing on seeing things from this higher place, you also are not worrying about your lower thoughts, unconditional, thoughts and beliefs, capital T truths rooted in unconditional love allows you to cut away the small T truths and you don't spend time trying to defend small T truths to prove that your small T truth is more truer than someone else's small T truths, because those are all based on opinion that we've been poured upon us in the past. But when we connect to capital T truth, that is the truth that doesn't need defending. And so I feel like you're becoming more and more comfortable with just sitting in your own truth, allowing other people to have their truths, not needing to defend yours or to convince someone else theirs is not correct, and just allowing them to go on their journey and discover their own truths as they go through life. And you're just like, let's go. It's like less and less giving unsolicited advice, right? So that's what's coming in there. So many blessings to you. All right. Hey, Blissful Breeze. Thank you for your additional donation. So we will jump down to you and double, triple, quadruple X. You'll be up next for the next free reading. All right, Blissful Breeze. So you say, can you get a message from Spirit about the person that is for you that you'll meet when the time is right? Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what does Spirit want you to know about this person. All right. All right. So we have the 8 of Cups, which is about leaving behind emotions and people that no longer serve you. You do head off here to wish fulfillment, but it does take you leaving behind, those emotions and possibly connections too. It's important for you to do that. But it does take you into a place that feels like a dream come true. Now, it does take a little bit of like while you're waiting, which you have the waiting card. I know. Let's just get it out of the way. The 7 of Pentacles. Last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. But while this is happening, it happens for us because that's when we're leaving behind the things that no longer serve us, both mindsets and emotions and fears and all that. It's like we're leaving behind a lot of those things that allow us to go into this space that feels more um, less combative. It's more in alignment with what our heart wants, because we have the 5 of water, the 5 of cups, which is when we are looking at the 3 cups that are spilt normally and then the 2 cups behind us. It tells us that it's okay to feel the lower vibrational emotions and energies, but when we're wanting to attract higher vibrational relationships, we can't be focusing on lower vibrational emotions or energies or things in our life. It's if we want higher love, then we focus on higher love, right? So this 7 of Pentacles is this journey, and they're saying here that it's a to it's almost like we're like, we want to know about them. Like, well, before we don't jump the gun. We want to work on these things first, because otherwise you're going to continue to do what you've done and get what you've gotten, which you're like, I'm done with that. I want something higher. So they are saying that is what you can focus on while you're waiting for them to come in, because you will have that. You're going to have the Empress, you're going to have the rebirth, Mother nature, mother nurture first. So taking care of you is what brings the new sensuality and the new rebirth and the new love that comes in. So this is like the card that comes in, it's the connector. It's focusing on yourself and you're developing your love for yourself, and that allows you to move forward with that. So all of that said, they wanted to make sure um, this is what we want to do first. I don't know, but you have the knight of air, so it is someone that has movement of thought. It could be someone who teaches or trains, helps people learn and grow for themselves. So it is someone I feel very intellectual that comes in here. Even like it can be counselor, it can be teacher, professor, um, it can be someone who trains and helps people learn skills, type of thing here. So it's someone that is has this heart for helping and teaching other people. Yeah, and they have fire, they have passion, they have drive. The Queen of Fire, in addition to ruling over wands and the fire energy, also has emotion. So I like it because I was hoping for you that they wouldn't just be a nerd, and be all in their head all the time. That they also have passion and emotion too. So I like this. I feel like they're very successful at what they do because they teach, but they do it with passion and with feeling. And this is just like their life. This is what they bring forward there. So I like it. I like this individual. It feels very fiery, very balanced, very passionate, loving, able to share emotion, but intelligence too. So I like the combo that comes in there. Um, let's take a look here. I just want to see about finances. Well, we have the moon card, so they're very nurturing. They have a lot of nurturing energy there. So I I feel like with all of this, not that they're poor, but I don't feel like they're filthy rich or anything like that. Yeah. So and then I get they are stable, 4 of Pentacles, they're stable in the outside world. They're financially stable, but they're not like super, super rich because I feel like they live their dream, kind of job rather than um, selling their soul for money, is something that they would say. But I feel like they love what they do. They're very good at it, and they get paid well for it, but not like um, extreme, like whoa, kind of thing. So that's what's coming in for you, blissful breeze. Hopefully that helps for right now. And again, thank you for your donation. Many blessings to you. All right. So double, triple, quadruple X, you'd like to know the future ahead based on current energies. What does spirit want you to know about your future? All right. Well, we like the chariot here because chariot is movement and victory. And we do like that. And I like this 10 of air. The 10 of swords is just fed up with trying to live up with all these expectations, supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, and all this stuff, right? It's just like exhaustion. Usually, I think I mentioned this to you. Was it earlier today? I don't know if you got this. Someone got I mean, this came up several times, but I just feel this feels familiar. But they're usually like laying down. They're not dead, but all 10 swords stuck in their back, and they're looking at the sunrise coming up. So it's a good card because it's the ending of all of this pressure and stress and beginning of a new adventure that feels more free and flowing, which is, I feel like, what happens here. So I feel like there's some things, whatever these fears that have been holding you back, these expectations and beliefs around things in your life that have been holding you back, I feel like they're falling away, allowing you to move forward. But it's by your power of choice. That chariot card is all about You are the one that chooses what stories you put to things, what emotions you feel as you go through it, what energy you're investing and intending, what actions you take. You are the one in control of all that, and that's what helps change things too. So that is what they have for you. Double, triple, quadruple X. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list. Very good. I'm very glad. Thank you, Blissful. And you're welcome, Dijona. Sorry, I just saw that if I didn't reply. All right, Julia. Hello, hello. You are up. So, Leo's current feelings on your connection. All right. Let's see what's going on. International man of mystery that he is right now. Wow. Well, I like this. We've got the Page of Fire, which is new passion, heightened passion, higher energy, positive energy, and the Ace of Earth. This is Ace of Pentacles, which is new opportunities, feeling more abundant, and seeing their worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. I feel like this time away is really doing them some good because they're getting a good viewpoint of what's important, who they are, and they're really letting a lot of their fears drop away because they're seeing patterns, they're seeing things, reflection. Maybe they're having some beach time where they're reflecting, going, "Oh wow." But I feel those are positive cards coming in there, Julia. I feel like they're ready for a new start and to put new energy in when they get back. So I like it. And that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Thank you. I receive that love, and you are very welcome, Julia, and welcome double, triple, quadruple X. All right. So divinely protected. You are up next. I'm just going to take a sip here. Okay. So psychic tarot, but second one as guidance on where things stand now that oh now that you've accepted the challenge. So where do things stand now that you have challenge accepted? All right. Let's see. Where do things stand now? All right. Foundation and achievements. I believe this is the Four of Wands. Let me just make sure here. Yep. So the Four of Wands, joy, celebration. Um, like it says, foundation and achievements. So this card confirms that what you've been building is now firmly established with a strong and solid foundation. You deserve this, and it's time for you to harvest the rewards for your efforts. What you sowed, you now can reap. Be open to receive as you've worked hard and have given so much. Allow the universe to give a little back to you, for there has to be an even exchange of giving and receiving in order to prime the pump of gratitude and reinforce the law of attraction. Using the more traditional meaning in tarot, this card represents a period for celebration, peace, and prosperity. May also imply a marriage or the buying of land or a new home. And as you enjoy this time of relaxation that you so deserve, know that nothing remains stagnant and the winds of change are always at your door. Dun dun dun. What really stood out to me too is be open to receive, because the universe wants to give back to you. But I that stood out to me that there there something about, resisting receiving from the universe? Is there something going on below the surface? I know I've talked a lot about the Take 10 with Zen videos. There's some great information though. If you have a chance to take at episodes 4, 5, and 6. 6 is about death that went out today. It's really 4 and 5, but if you haven't checked those out, um, definitely consider doing that because it gives you some good tools to be open to receive. But it looks all good there, divinely protected, and I like that for you. So that is what they have. All right. And then up next, we've got Anya Ahuya. You want to know S, the Taurus's thoughts towards you. Let's take a look here and see what their thoughts are towards you. Well, they definitely have thoughts towards you because we got the messenger of air, the knight of swords, the knight of air. So I feel like their thoughts are molding and changing and altering. And they see you here with the three of earth, the three of pentacles, as someone that stays true to themselves and that like you won't change to try to live up to other people's expectations in a way. And so in one way they think that that's cool that you stand up and are true to your authentic self. The other is they see you as a little stubborn, that you won't become who they want you to be in some ways, um as well, which that's mighty that's mighty, you know uh you know tall of them, a Taurus calling someone else stubborn, all you Taurans. Psh, psh. I know I've got 5 planets in the second house of Taurus. Uh, even though they're in Pisces sign, they're in the house of Taurus. So I know what stubbornness is. I celebrate it. But that's what's coming in there, Anya. And just, remember that. Well, and that's why they see you as a little stubborn, because you're a mirror, and so they're seeing themselves in you. So when we ask what other people think of us, it's almost a mute point because it depends on what they're seeing in themselves in us. Everyone sees something different in us because we're a mirror, as well as what you see in them. That's usually when spirit kind of turns the mirror on us and says, well, that's good. You're aware of that, but what do you see? What are your thoughts toward them? That'll tell you a lot about what you might see in yourself. So there you go. All right. So that's what they have for you, Anya. So many blessings to you. And then the next up, we have wisdom words. You are up next. So anything that you need to know. Let's take a look here. Well, well, well. I feel like you've been getting love messages here because here comes the Two of Cups and the Page of Cups. So new love, definitely coming in here. Now, it doesn't necessarily need to be romantic. It could be a relationship with your higher self. It could be a new best friend. It could be an old family member that you lost contact with. It's definitely a significant, important relationship with another individual, and it feels new though. So it feels like heightened and a higher love or a new type of love that comes in here. So buckle up, Buttercup, because here comes this energy of new love that's coming into your life here. It's very positive. It's very beautiful, of course. So I like it. And that's what they want you to know right now. So here it comes. All right. Lynx Lee, you are up next. You're welcome, Wisdom. All right. So Leo's intentions towards you. Let's take a look here. What are Leo's intentions towards you? All right. Well, they kind of are, they're at a fork in the road with the two of air. It's like they want this overflowing 10 of water, which is like emotional fulfillment, and they have the 4 of fire, which is could be marriage. It's joy, celebration, but with the combination of these, it feels like one side of their mind, they're like, wow, I could really see this with you. On the other side of their mind is blank. Which is funny to me, obviously. But it's because it's that unsurety, right? It's like, well, I see all that, but what if there's something bigger and better and more wonderful? They're afraid to make a commitment and a choice because they they don't um they have this mentality of, I don't want to make the wrong choice. And they're like, "I really could see this, but I don't wanna make the wrong choice." It's not like there's a second option, which is why I laughed, like, I like the blank space that's there. It's like, well, that could be someone, but I have this, but what if there is something else? And that's kinda where they're at with that. So, if that makes sense, but I like that they see you as someone that could be so emotionally fulfilling and, marriage material. So that's what's coming in, Linksley. So many blessings to you. And up next, we've got Dollface Diva, and you'd like a general reading for August. Let's see what else they want you to know about August here. Okay. All right. So August here, we've got a little bit of slow transitional time here. The Hanged Man is this, pausing that's coming in here, but it allows you to see things from a different perspective and transform some things. The Five of Pentacles is this change of perception of yourself and this change of feelings of abandonment, feelings of being left out in the cold or left behind or lack. And it's a transformation, allows you to look into this during the month of August, which is a great transformation because it does change from those feelings that we get with that from the outside world. That's where feelings of abandonment come from. Because when we realize that it's creator and the spirit world, our whole entourage that bring us what we need in each moment, they've never let us down. We build this trusting relationship, right? Um, and when we realize it's them that does all that. When we think it's the humans, we have every right to feel lack and feeling like abandonment because it's happened. When the human goes into fight or flight mode in fear, they will go into self-preservation and take everything from you that they gave or we're going to give, and I need it for me to live. And that's why we feel abandoned. That's why we feel like, what just happened, But spirit and the creator, I feel like the August month for you is realizing I can build this trusting relationship with creator, and that I people will bring things to me, but they're the shipping company, they're the delivery company. Like when you order from Amazon and it comes through, FedEx or UPS or postal service or however, they're just delivering it. They're not the ones providing it. They're just bringing it to us, right? So I feel like August is this awareness that comes in there for that. So that's what's coming in for you, Dollface Diva, right now. So many blessings to you. Right. And beautiful princess, you also would like to know about your August month here. And let's see what we got going on here. What do they want you to know right now? All right. Well, you have some working out of your emotional dream come true. You've got the Three of Air, the heartbreak, the disappointment card. And because you've experienced these, August is a month of it coming to the surface, which makes sense because we're going into Leo sun season, and Leo is all about the inner child diving deep. It's the sun card, it's shining light on things, bringing things to the surface so we can transform them. And the 9 of water is like the emotional wish fulfillment card, and this is like, because of these experiences, these are gonna bubble up for you to transform, and it's gonna change how you are defining this. What does this mean for you? And you're seeing that the disappointments, expectations equal disappointment, all the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must that we've been given when we apply it to a relationship, generally it explodes because, as Byron Katie says, which I quote her quite a bit these days, she has wonderful wisdom. She says, when the mind battles against reality, it loses, but only 100% of the time. And that's what happens. We have these expectations, these thoughts of supposed to and should and need to and have to and must. And then it's like, oh, it doesn't happen 100%. And then we're disappointed, right? So it's us releasing all these rules and all these things and allowing us to see what does wish fulfillment look like. So there is this transformation of how you're looking at things. And so that's what's coming in. I feel like it's going to be a very revealing, transformative, possibly. I like the word transformative because you don't need healing, but you're transforming some old ways of thinking into new ways of thinking, and I like it. Right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. And Esther E., you are up next. So you'd like a reading for the future. So, based on your current energies, this is what they want you to know. All right. So, you have the Eight of Cups, which is leaving behind emotions that no longer serve you to move forward. And this can also be leaving behind friendships and relationships that no longer serve you. I feel like there's this conflict in your mind of like maybe some guilt of leaving some people behind, but you have permission to do it, if that makes you feel better. Because the relationships, these are going to be relationships and emotions, especially relationships where you're the one that invests all the energy into it, and you don't even have to send a termination notice to say the relationship has ended, the friendship has ended. You just simply stop investing in it, and because they hardly invested anything in it, it just drifts away, and they don't realize it till later, going, "Whatever happened? Why aren't they contacting me anymore?" And it's like crickets, right? And you're just like, that's okay, because all that energy that you were investing out there, you get to have come back to you, and you get to invest it in relationships and situations and emotions that are more in alignment for you now. So I like this. So don't, when you're done feeling guilt, you can let it go. You have permission to move forward and release yourself from attachments and to old friendships, relationships, whatever that you're the one that's keeping it alive, right? It's like pull the plug, you're okay. It's like that's what they're showing me. They're like, you pull the plug, and then if they breathe on their own, they live. If they stop breathing, then the relationship ends, right? And that's what they're showing there. Oddly enough, your spirit guides are quite funny, but that's what they're showing. So that's what they have for you, Esther E. So many blessings to you. All right, Sio Shanta, you are up next. Hello, hello. All right. So, what a great question. What is coming to you unexpectedly? Dun, dun, dun. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know. Your spirit guides. We can't tell you because then you would expect it. How can it be unexpected if you're going to expect it? They're funny. But you have this King of Fire coming in here. So, someone very passionate that's coming in here. It could be definitely be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, right? Just someone very energetic, very charismatic is a word that's coming in. Someone that just draws you in, that you're just like, oh my gosh, it's like I don't know what they're showing me. Edward Cullen on Twilight. They're designed to draw you in, but it's not to bite you on your neck. Um, they definitely bring in this, that's what I feel is very unexpected. One, that you're so attracted to him so fast, but that the Justice card, they help you see things from a different perspective. Very quickly, they just take you to this new place where fears are just knocked off the scale. You're seeing things from this higher perspective, this different perspective, and you're just like, "Okay." It's like things that you would have like, I don't think I ever would ever believe that, or let this personal belief go, or this fear go, or rules that you have in place around something that were inundated so strongly. They come in and you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna let that stuff go. It's like you're like, how can I let that go so easy? But it's their energy and your energy combining that just allows it. So I like it. I don't feel like it's like love at first sight or anything like that. I just feel like it's such a bond. It almost feels like bumping into a best friend that you haven't seen in forever, but you don't know this person. I feel like it almost feels otherworldly, like you knew 'em on another planet, not even on a previous lifetime here. I feel like they were in your starseed collective in another universe. It just feels so different that you're just like, it's gonna be like, that's what's so unexpected is, like, you don't think that you could be shocked anymore, and I know how you feel. I'm like, as much as I've seen in my life and experienced and channeled and picked up, I'm like, there's not very much I think would surprise me, but I feel like this surprises you, and you're just like, "Okay," and I like it. So, very positive things here, Shanta, nothing scary at all. So, there we go. I like it. So, many blessings to you. Very cool, I'm glad. Alrighty. Hey, Nova, thank you for your additional donation. So, there you go. Alright. And so the next free reading, just to keep people informed, will be from Random. Hey, Random, you'll be up next for the next free reading. All right, messages from the Heavenly Father. I call them the mother and father of all things. They're everything, right? The creator. Yeah, messages from them. In fact, I feel like I want to pull a card here from the Ask Your Guides Oracle, which is um, from the heavens. So let's take a look here and see what message from the heavenly divine masculine side of our creator, right? Oh, look at that. Devotion. Beautiful, beautiful card there. This has the nature spirits, but we will talk to it. Oh my gosh. And it's power number 44, which would be it's amazing number, powerful number. Yeah, because it's all about inspiration, contemplation, and faith. Wow. Wow. This is amazing. It says, the presence of God is everywhere. So if you feel disconnected from the divine, you're the one who left. Your nature spirits are beckoning you back to a place of awareness that reconnects you to your source. Do not allow your mind to isolate you in fear or get stuck dwelling on misery. Instead, go outside and take in the natural world, which is a beautiful gift for you to enjoy. See the divine all around you. Focus on the beauty, the power, and holiness that nature affirms. Humbly surrender to this greatest of forces present in all things, including you. The nature spirit message to you: breathe in the divine. You are in God, and God is in you. Wow. That's a powerful message, especially since you wanted to hear from God, and they're like, I am in you, and you are in me. Yeah. Yeah. So I like it. You're never alone. You are in God, and God is in you. Um, I like it. What a beautiful message. Perfect. Yeah. And they never leave you. It's like in Christianity, when I was in the organized religion of Christianity, they had the footprints in the sand, which was a great story. That they would talk about, um, you know, I see two footprints walking side by side. It's like the creator. You can look at it as the creator walking side by side. And then at one point, they see that there's only one set of footprints, and they're like, "Why did you leave me during that time?" And the creator goes, "I didn't leave you. I carried you. Oh, that's why there's one set of footprints. I picked you up and carried you. I never leave you. I'm always by your side. There's times I'll carry you because you get tired and you get, um, weary, and I will carry you, right? So I love that. The footprints in the sand. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We are always surrounded by a multitude of beings. I call it an entourage because we are like movie stars and we have this entourage of support that's always around us. So I love it. Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, Nova, that is what they have for you. Again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And I love that message. All right, so random, we left off with you. You want to know what message does Spirit have for you? Let's take a look here. Water, water, water. Yeah, it's leave behind the emotions that no longer serve here. You're ready to move up here to this page of water, which of course, the page of water offers the Ace of Cups, which is the chalice, the Holy Grail, that's full of the unconditional love of the higher realms. And we leave behind the 8, we move to the 9. Usually it's emotional wish fulfillment, which it truly is. When we go into the hermit's journey of the 9, that's turning inward and upward for our fullness and our wholeness. And I like this coming in here. It's like at this point in your life, it's all about leaving behind all of the stuff that all the emotions that no longer serve, and let them transform into this higher unconditional love. There's a great amount of um, ability that you have with your empathic abilities to not only transmute and transform your old emotions, but you can help other people with that too. And I feel like the more you learn and do it yourself, the easier the energy does it for other people too. And just sometimes people being in your presence, they just feel their whole emotional body switch and flip into something that's higher, as well. So I feel like this is spirit saying, you know, emotions are not bad. All emotions are perfect. Some are lower vibration, of course, some are higher vibration, and you can help people transmute it when they're ready. We don't force people, we can't force people to choose different emotionally, but our energy can help people make it easier or harder to choose unconditional love or fear, higher vibration or lower vibration. So I feel like that's important for you right now, just to realize what you can do for yourself, but how it can also impact others. So hopefully that resonates. That's what they're wanting you to be aware of right now. So many blessings to you, random. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. There are plenty of vibration energy to transform for sure. All right. Hey, Elaine Tat. Hello, hello. You might have a message down below. I'll continue to scroll down here. Felicia. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Will you get a second chance from C? All right, let's take a look here and see what spirit has for you here. It looks like here we've got the page of air, which is new communication. So I feel like there's this, and pages are like a second. If you look at the ace of swords, the number one, it goes all the way up and then it hits 10. Then it would normally hit like the jack and regular playing cards, but the page is like this. So it's like this is a second chance at communication coming in here. The 6 of earth here is about equal giving and receiving, and the balancedness of your rate of exchange, right? And I think we've talked about it before. I did talk about it. I keep on getting the Six of Pentacles a lot in readings. And if you check out the Take 10 with Zen video series, if you haven't already, um, it's number 4 or number 5. It talks about fate and about how our energies, both conscious and unconscious, affect the timing of things. And the Six of Pentacles is an important piece of that. I actually specifically mentioned that card. So if that resonates, check it out because there's some tools in there that can help with that too. But I feel like there's a second chance that can be offered, but it has to do with your ability, your energy of the giving and receiving balance. Once that balances out, that's what allows it to come in. So that's what they have for you, Felicia. So many blessings to you. Good to see you. Right. And Lily, you will be up next year for the next free reading. Let me just make sure here. All right, Felicia. Yay. You're welcome. All right. So, Lily, hello, hello. So, you want to know, will the Aquarius or is the Aquarius planning anything for you? You know, those Aquarians always planning something. I'm Aquarian. All right. All right. Well, we do have the Chariot card, which is movement and victory. This would be a yes, and I feel like they're planning something that is unique and authentic to you. I like that. I feel like they're not just doing something like, "Oh, let's all do this." They wanna do something that is really unique for you. They don't wanna, do something bland in general. They want it to be special. And so I do feel like they are planning something special for you, that is in alignment with who you are. So I like it. It feels very good, Lily, and very Aquarian, by the way. They like doing things surprising and off kilter. That's the personality, and that's okay. All right. So that's what they have for you, Lily. I like it. All right. And let me just scroll down here and see. This is when we started the donation. So I'm just going to make sure I'm not bypassing anyone. So, Elaine, you said hello again. Hopefully, you put a message if you were looking for a reading. We'll continue moving down the list here, though. Okay, we did those. We did those. All of those. All of those. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Thank you guys for your patience. All right. I think we are down to Shirley. Hey, Shirley. So, when will your business improve? Or will your business improve soon? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know right now with those energies. I had a feeling you're going to get an Ace of Wands. Getting some Wands energy, right? Because the Wands energy, we've talked about this before, right? Where wherever we focus our energy is what grows and expands. And so, the whole gratitude. Um, and I know I talk about it a lot, but it's so important because we are energetic beings and we're co-creators in our life. So wherever our energy is expanding toward, it grows it fast. So if we're focusing on, like, let's say I'm focusing on my business is not improving. I feel like I'm missing income. I feel like, I'm telling the universe, I really enjoy feeling this way. Can you make me feel it that way longer? And so we can focus on gratitude for the business we do have. And when I'm grateful for that, then I'm telling the universe, I am really grateful when I have a business coming in. I'd like to be more grateful. And then they'll bring in more business and more business. But when I'm focusing on lower vibrational energies, fears, that energy is slowing things down. It's drawing me out. Like attracts like, that comes in here, right? So you definitely have possibility here, which I like seeing, So they're not saying like, give up that business and do something else, because they have the page of earth, which is new abundance, new opportunities that will be brought in, but it has to do with where you're focusing your energies. And the more you do that, we're taught, of course, all of us are taught to focus on our fears, focus on what we fear will come in and what will leave our lives, that we won't have enough, this and that, and did it. We have a long list of fears we're taught to focus on. But what happens when we do that is we draw them in, we keep them in our lives, right? So we can change our habit. And I usually say there's this wonderful tool called a cell phone, where if we put a silent vibrating alarm, and I'm talking like that on purpose. I'm not talking down to you. I'm just trying to be funny for everyone. That we can put a silent, this is what I did. This is what I do when I want to change a habit too. Because how do we change habits? Repetition. We repeat, we learn the old habit right by repetition, so we can learn a new habit by repetition. I'm going to focus on gratitude. So I put an alarm on my phone every waking hour, every waking half hour, however fast I want it to happen. Every minute. No, no, that's probably a bit overkill, but because we're taught and we normally look this way, when the alarm goes off, oh, that's right, gratitude. I am grateful for all of this, and that you're what you're bringing into my life and what I have in my life, and I'm excited. And we focus on gratitude and unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace. That brings more of that in, and then we drift back to fear, and then the alarm goes off. Oh, that's right. Gratitude. Do, 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 do. Oh, I drift back. And you find that eventually it takes longer for you to return back to fear, and you're spending more time here. And like attracts like. So if we're spending most of our time in lower vibrational energy, we're bringing in lower vibrational stuff more often. And this moves a little bit, this moves a lot, this moves a little bit, this moves a lot. So this is always coming into my life. This stuff is slow coming in, right? You might also, if you haven't listened to the Take 10 with Zen, there is faded events and faded stuff too. Some good information in there. Episodes 4 and 5, especially, and six. Today's is about death. Learning about fate and how fate works is an amazing, life altering, eye opening thing as well. So check those out, Shirley. And that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And let me just make sure here where we're at here. I think. Okay, so for the free readings, Mary P, you'll be next, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Geeta, for your donation. Appreciate that. And I want to know, what are Gemini A's feelings towards you? Let's take a look here. What is their energies right now? Okay. What's going on inside their head? Nope, none of those. Okay. Let me reshuffle these. We got one card here. Okay. So we got the Page of Fire. For sure came out here first, which is new. It's higher passion, activated passion, desire, attraction. So that is there, existing there. So they're definitely have that there. Let's see what else we've got here. What's going else is going on inside this Gemini? Well, I got the 9 of Fire. So there is this block here with them, that even though they have all this passion and this desire, there's something holding them back. There's usually it's fears, it's something, or feelings of inadequacy, as far as they don't deserve it. They have these feelings of unworthiness from their childhood. Usually that's going on there. Yeah, and that tells me here. Got the 6 of Water, nostalgia. This goes back to childhood. And the Justice card here is them working out their fears. So I like that they've got this stuff, but they've got the scales of justice with this Ace of Swords, allowing them to see things from a higher perspective, cutting away fears and thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve them. But they've got a lot left over, a lot of emotional stuff that's influencing them, keeping them from expressing it, and that's what's happening here with the Justice card. I feel like they're working on that stuff, trying to release it and move it on there. Yeah, and here we go again. Balancer, Queen of Air, Queen of Swords. She also has water. All the queens do. So this is balancing of heart and mind. So again, but this is what we were talking about, the 5 of, Pentacles. Feelings of abandonment, of lack, of being left behind, of being, left out in the cold, left over from childhood. So that's this fear of abandonment is there, this fear of unworthiness, like I wasn't worth being around, or, I wasn't worth, my dad or mom staying in the relationship. It's that kind of energy that is bouncing around in there. So they have this passion and this draw towards you. But I feel like they have very small self-love for themselves at this point, and that's why they can't express love, and it's even keeping them back from feeling like they deserve to be able to share their passion and feel someone's passion back too. So if you feel like they kind of feel distant, yeah, then that's what's happening there, because it's going to be a little bit. You got the 7 of Earth. Last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, so they're going to be at that for a while, because obviously they do have this Ace of Air, which is trying to see love from a new perspective, trying to cut away fears around love there. So, I mean, they have love that's bubbling down way down underneath the surface, but it just doesn't get to see the light of day. It's like in the dungeon, that's been there. So, I feel like they have passion and there is love there, but they got a lot of emotional challenge, we'll call it. I don't like calling it baggage. I just feel like they have a lot of emotional challenge that they experienced when they were younger, and that they need to be able to overcome that, and love themselves first so that they can love others and receive love from others. But right now they're in that kind of journey. So that's what they have for you, Gita. So I know it's going to be a while though. That 7 of Pentacles. It's like, like I said, the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So just to give you an idea, they're showing me it growing in my head. You plant a little seedling in the ground, it eventually cracks open, and the little plant escapes and slowly makes its way to the surface. It breaks the ground, and then it grows and it becomes a stem, and then it grows into a bigger tree, and it grows branches. It's like, woohoo, we're getting close. And then it grows leaves, we're getting closer, it grows blossoms, even closer, and then the fruit. So it's like, wow, right? But that's what they have for you, Gita. So hang in there. Hopefully that helps. Again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right, Mary P. Hello, hello. So cards for the coming weeks ahead. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Well, you do have a little bit of activity coming up here. Um, you have the Tower card, which tells us that there are things that are moved out of your way on purpose to make space for things to come in, and to clear your pathway to go with somewhere that's more in alignment with your higher heart. You have the Knight of Wands, the Messenger of Fire here, which is fast, fast movement too. So it feels like, I'm like, buckle up because you're about to go through some turbulence fast. It's going to like fly by. Um, and just trust that you're going to come out on top with it here, because you did get the 7. Oh yeah, I put it on the bottom. the 7 of Wands too, which is you come out on top, standing out, above others and shining bright. Um, so don't feel like you have to defend yourself when other people are like, "How did you end up there after all of this?" Kaboom! And you're like, "Here I am." And so you end up in a great place after it all, and there's people that feel low about themselves that go like, "Why do you get that? Come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us." And you don't have to. I like the phrase, "I know misery loves company, but so does joy, and joy throws a lot better parties. So I choose joy. I'm not going to choose misery." So I like it for you. Just know that it all happens for you. It's not happening to you. And if you keep that mentality and you see, like, yeah, this is happening for me, I'm being moved into a place that is more in attune with me. So that's what they have for you, Mary P. So many blessings to you. All righty. Let me just keep looking down the list here. I think we're getting close to the bottom. I am hitting 2 hours, so I think we are getting close here. All right. So, Reishi 00000. You want to know anything spirits want you to know? Absolutely. Let's take a look here. So, what does spirit want you to know? Wow, you got some stuff going on, which is all good here. So we do have the chariot, which is movement and victory and stepping into your power. Major arcana 2, knowing that whatever comes your way, you are the one that gets to decide what story you assign to it with your thoughts, what emotion you want to feel as you go through it, what energy you're going to invest and intend in it, and what actions you physically take in the physical world. So they're saying that you have this victory, but the extent of the victory, the extent of the success of it has to do with what you are applying to it, if that makes sense. Because you have the Empress too, which is new beginnings, birth, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, taking care of yourself, but harvest and success. So you've got two great victory cards coming in, very golden, very vibrant. So I like this for you. And you have the Queen of Water, the Queen of Cups. So something to be aware of as you're going through this, whatever this movement is that coming in your life with the chariot. The Queen of Cups, she rolls over water with the king, but all the queens are given a second portion of water, which makes her the master of emotion. Allows you to dive deep, it allows you to connect to spirit too. So trust your gut, trust your intuition as you're going into this rebirth and this movement, because these are significant things. And don't diss your empathic abilities and your connection to the spirit world. Trust it, because it won't lead you wrong with where you're headed. So I like that for you, Reishi. So many blessings to you. That's what they have for you right now. All right. We'll continue down the list here. So Somia, hello, hello. You are very confused. Which option would be for the highest experience is how we'll approach it there. You are very welcome, Reishi. Thank you. So let's take a look here. Um, okay, so we'll take a look here. We'll pull three cards because there's no wrong choice, right? There's just different energies. So this is A, this is B, this is C. So A is the government. So you have the two of air, which for this is close your eyes and open your heart. Is the government job really what you want, or is that what your brain wants but not your heart? Are you going to wake up in the morning going, yay, I get to go to work today? or you're gonna be like, "Yes, I can't wait to go do this today," right? So I feel like that there. B is the exam. You have the 6 of air. This is a movement. This creates movement in your life, leaving old fears behind and move into a new direction in your life. It is this movement from choppy waters to calmer waters. So it's of the mind though too. So it feels these two feel um, very like I said, mental. It feels very like expectations, supposed to's, shoulds. S C, you have the 7 of earth, and this is the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit, but there's a second meaning which is coming in here for your reading, which is when you get the other fruit, you realize it's not what you want. You know, it's like if you planted, an apple orchard because everyone else was saying, "I want apple juice, I want applesauce, I want apple pie, I want apple fritters, I want apples." You know, we want apples. So, you plant an apple orchard because we want this from you. And so you're like, okay. So you plant an apple orchard and you do everything, and here comes the harvest. And you're like, apples. Well, everyone else is getting what they want, but what about me? You know, I want guacamole. I don't want apples. So you realize that what you were after before was for other people, and now you want to plant an avocado orchard because you want to make guacamole. So I feel like C, there's something else that is more that wants to make your heart sing, and it's about getting out of your head and into your heart. What will make your heart sing? What would make your heart feel full? Do that. You know, because Rumi has a um a saying that says your heart knows the way, run in that direction. I love that. So that is what they have for you. So hopefully that helps, Somia. I know it's hard when we're fearing making the wrong choices or the wrong direction, but follow your heart. I like that. Your heart knows the way, run that direction. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And Keel, you would like some guidance. Let's take a look here and see what does Spirit want here for you. Okay. Let's right here. All right. Well, you do have the Knight of Pentacles. And this is things have been going slow. Things have been moving very, it just feels like you're watching the grass grow. And that's okay. It happens, right? But I feel that's about to change here. You've got the 6 of water, which does represent a flow of emotion. It's nostalgia. Um, but I feel like you're going to have someone come into your life that feels like you've known them before, that feels um, like like a best friend. Like you're like, I know you from somewhere, but you haven't known each other in this lifetime. And what it is there's been the slowness has been for you opening up your heart more, and it's activating some old past life connections with people. And this is what is going to be coming here. So trust this this new connection that comes is what they're basically saying is things have been going slow, but you're about to have this sudden movement, and you meet someone that you haven't known in this lifetime, but you feel like you're really really connected to them, and trust those feelings with what's coming. um, it's not someone from your past in this lifetime coming back. It's someone that you have never met in this lifetime yet. So hopefully that helps with the guidance that you were looking for. It just feels like there's this change of stuff that's been going on, and this messenger, this Knight of Pentacles, has been the search that you've been on for this higher way of looking at your worth. And but it's not about going backwards. This is about going forwards. and it's not too far off. So hopefully that helps, Keel, but that's what they have for you. And then we've got Mr. Fingers. Hello. So you're curious what messages Spirit has for you. All right, let's take a look here and see. I think you actually would be my last reading for this evening. We've reached the bottom. So let's take a look here. What are the last messages the Spirit has for you here? All right. All right. Well, you've got a lot going on here in your head going on because you have the Two of Air, which tells me that you're at like a pivotal point in your life where your mind is telling you one thing, but your heart wants you to do something different. The Eight of Swords tells you that there is this flow of thought and belief that you have going on here, and that you are realizing what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped in the past. And that's what you've been working on that, but it's almost like the message from Spirit is like, I know you're working on all of this, but close your eyes, open your heart, allow your heart to have a seat at the table in the decisions that you're making that are coming forward, right? So we've got this energy here, we've got this, awareness of your heart wants to speak up, it wants to live, it doesn't want to exist. And so these decisions that you have coming in here, um, they're saying trust your heart, allow your heart to have a say so, even if it's balanced, but it's like your heart feels like it's been shushed. All it's been sat at the kiddie table and it wants to sit at the adult table with you. So I'd like it for you, Mr. Fingers. That is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And thank you so much, Divinely Protected, for your donation there. All right. You want to know, are you doing what is necessary to end the situations? It seems to be getting worse. All right. Well, let's take a look here. Um, you do have a choice. We'll pull an oracle and then some tarot. So you have a choice between 1 and 5 for the oracle. Okay. Thank you. Absolutely. Let's take a look here and to see, are you doing everything necessary to be able to end the situation? And you have the Path of the Soul Destiny cards, which I call them the spiritual ink blot test. So, oh wow, what I show you is going to be a special for you, and then I'll read from the book too. So here's your spiritual ink blot test. Get ready. First reactions, right? Three, two, one. Beautiful card. And card 40. This is called the Egyptian Eagle. And it says, this is the time to release all your past ideals that no longer serve you. If you've been doing inner work, this card represents its completion and a shift into the new. If you are just beginning, this card represents that it's time to begin your inner work, which we know you've already been doing it. As we make these great life shifts, those who were once close seem to drift away. Take time to thank them for the lessons that you've shared. The Egyptian eagle offers the higher perspective and viewpoint. Wow, that's so crazy. Because you've got the higher perspective and viewpoint of the hanged man, seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from a different place. This is also butterfly transformation. Um, it's Egyptian eagle, which you can see it as a butterfly. That's why I like people seeing things for themselves. Because I usually see a phoenix rising from the ashes, but I can see where you would see a butterfly too. The Hanged Man, both seeing things from a higher perspective, but I usually call the Hanged Man the cocoon transforming into a butterfly too. So I feel like there's this process, seeing things from a higher perspective, and we got the Nine of Fire, which is the movement past the barriers, you know, moving past those things. And the Four of Water, which is emotional stability coming in here and seeking the higher love within all of this too. So I feel like you, like it says, you've been doing the work, you've been doing the inner work. The only thing that you might do, like it said, is see things. It says here, take time to thank, gratitude, right? Focusing on gratitude, focusing on, um, what you are grateful for what is happening. And, without, of course, knowing any details, if we are focusing on that something is not ending the way we want it to, or as fast as we want it to, what our energy grows that, right? It tells the universe, I really enjoy this being drawn out. I really do. And they're like, all right, we'll draw it out some more. And it's like, no, that's not really what we want, right? What we really want is gratitude for what is. And when we're focusing on gratitude, 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 then more things to be grateful for come in, right? So I like that. Okay, yeah, thank you so much for your additional donation. So, what is the higher perspective that you're not seeing? I feel like that's what we were talking about, but we will pull um, another card here, and I feel like we're going to be. They're drawing me to the Ask Your Guides Oracle. So, what is the perspective, the higher perspective that you're not seeing? All right. Survival mode. Dun dun dun. Yeah, the healer guide's coming in here. Card number 19. Endings and new beginnings with that 10 when you add the 1 and the 9 together. Let's see if I can get this. Here we go. There we go. So it says, your healer guides surround you and lovingly embrace your momentarily injured spirit. They want you to recognize that all attacks, betrayals, or injuries you've suffered, whether they were through the unconscious behavior of others or through your own misunderstanding or poor choices, have left you physically wounded and fragile. It's no wonder your guard is up. It's difficult to trust even yourself at this time, but you must. And the only way to do so is to stop blaming yourself or others for what has occurred and forgive all the way around. Yay, forgiveness. Learn from your experiences and strengthen your boundaries and judgment. All human beings make grave and sometimes terrible mistakes. It's not your fault that you feel violated. It's a lesson to learn from. Nor is it weak to acknowledge that you've been hurt. Denial may serve you in the midst of a crisis, but it only handicaps you if you stay mired in it. Admit to your injuries and disappointments and allow the nurturing forces of your healer guides to step in now. They're able to soothe your soul and reweave your aura with their loving light and nurturing forces. Trust their influence by dropping your defenses and acknowledging your wounds. They urge you to seek support from capable, caring professionals who can help you learn from these disturbing experiences and show you how to prevent them from occurring again. Their message: the danger has passed. You are safe. It is time now to heal and learn from your experience. So I feel like the thing is forgiveness, like it says, forgiveness all the way around, releasing things, right? It's like refusing to no longer be a vessel of pain because of someone else's words or non-words or actions or non-actions. And, forgiveness is for us. It's releasing the wrath, the anger, the, resentment, whatever those emotions are that were triggered through the pain. We release those, we pour them out, we release the individuals from punishment, always remembering, like it says, we reinforce our boundaries and our judgments, but we release the captives, we release ourself. Probably more releasing yourself, because I know how hard you are and how high a bar you have on yourself. Well, releasing yourself from your that self-imposed prison too, and release it. Allow things to flow. Allow that to go. Right. So, um, I like that. Spend more time in the violet flame. Um, I feel like that is, always a great choice, right? We'll pull cards. And I feel like we're gonna pull the Psychic Tarot because it's violet. Mhm. Solar plexus. Yeah. This is the I can, chakra, right? It's all about power, vitality, willpower, self-esteem, and confidence, the energy center where your emotions and feelings are recorded. And this chakra is associated with inner feeling, which is the major psychic reception area, right? To balance this chakra, you may want to try yoga, dance and movement, or breath work with color. In addition, be aware of people who drain your energy. Workshops and classes that focus on empowerment will help you open and harmonize this area. So I feel like they say violet flame, but also your solar plexus coming in here as well. And yeah, I mean, if like you said, you don't know how to heal your heart, and I know it's such a complex thing, our heart, but it's such a simple thing too. It's just a matter of, our heart is never truly broken. And that's a huge thing to really be like, oh, wow, really? It feels broken, but it's like, no, it just goes into fear mode, right? And, there's this energy of when it's like the three of swords, which is usually the heart with three swords stuck in it. It's the feeling of disappointment. It's fear activating in our heart, like if someone scared us, right? Like, your brother jumping out and going boo, and you're like, that feeling. It subsides when we realize it's the jerk. You stop it. Why'd you scare me? It stops. But when it's emotional, it keeps looping it. It keeps looping the pain, the fear. There's a fear that keeps looping, and when we realize what fear it is, that helps our heart stop aching, because it truly stops aching when we're distracted by something else, or when we're asleep. So it's not something that's constantly there. It's only when our mind is attaching a belief around a fear that thinks it could be true, that it's assigning a story to someone else's actions or non-actions or words or non-words, right? Where it's like when this person, like personal example, when this person said that, oh, it's just going to be you and I. No, we're not going to go outside the relationship for anything. It's just you. Oh, great. And then you're like, why did you go outside the relationship when you said we weren't? Betrayed, and that, okay, this means something about me. So then I use everything that they have used and said, towards me. But when I realized that their actions, their words had nothing to do with me, it had everything to do with them, then it's like, oh, and that's how we transform when we question the fears. But definitely, I know that trying to heal our hearts, if we try to do it ourselves, like it mentioned in the one deck, seek professional assistance to transform. There's a lot of people with a lot of tools that can help transform too. But yeah, I can definitely pull a few tarot here regarding the violet flame. What else? Anything else? Oh my gosh. So the 3 of swords I was just talking about. So, uh, Spirit saying what he said just now. And then, we've got the Ace of, Pentacles and the 3 Pentacles. Being true to the authentic you and seeing a new way of looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world, which is also solar plexus energy. So, um, it has to do with our worth and how we see ourselves, and that is the center of our power and our center of our feelings too. So, violet flame does help transform emotions through unconditional love, but um, like it said here with the 3 of swords, that is the root of all of our pain, is that we're taught that our heart can be broken when really it can't. Our heart is so powerful, our true high heart. But we come down here to experience what it might feel like to have a broken heart. But we're like, no, not really, when it comes around. But um, if it's been a long journey, divinely protected, and you've tried so many things to heal your heart, if you haven't tried, um, you know, going to just a counselor for a little bit. I went for probably a handful of sessions, and the stuff that they showed me and gave me blew my mind. Like one thing that they did was oh, what is it called? It's where they do sound, and they alter it back and forth. And she took me on this train ride that took me back to a situation when I was younger, and it was like, oh my gosh, it suddenly just showed me so much have impacted all of my life, and and so they can help, if that's like that card said. It said, seeking professional assistance and transforming and healing the heart. So hopefully that helps. Hang in there. You're not alone, definitely. Where all these humans experience it. So you're definitely not alone in heartache and those things. So yeah. Yeah, betrayal is betrayal, right? It's still being, stabbed in the back, uh, being let down. It's a lot of the same emotions at the core of it, right? Yeah. All right. So many blessings. Hang in there, and thank you again for your donations, and much love to you. Hey, June, thank you for your donation. And um, questions down below. Three, two, one. Oh, so close, so close. Almost. All right. All right. So, is it better for SJ to move into independent living or assisted living, and when? Okay. All right. Very good. Let's see what is for the highest experience here. So we'll take a look here at the energies of independent living first. Maybe let's shuffle up again here. Shuffleophagus. All right. All right. So this is for independent living. One, two, three. And then assisted living. One, two. And when is three. All right. Let's take a look here. You are very welcome. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So interesting cards here. Uh independent living. We've got fiery personality. We've got fiery personality and joy overflowing. Independent living is going to bring them a lot of joy, joy, joy and celebration, right? Assisted living, they still have their fire. They still have this energy here. Um but it's going to require them to let go of some of their fears to be able to do this, right? And so I see this, and um, it feels like happy, happy, happy living independently, which we can understand. Assisted living, I can understand. They still have their fire. It's like it goes from king of fire to queen of fire. Uh, Um, and the when I feel kind of answers things for us because we've got the Knight of Pentacles, slow, Seven of Earth, patience. Last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And the Three of Earth is being true to their authentic selves. And I feel like it's like independent living, because they have independent living facilities with assisted living facilities. And independent living, I feel like the option that is coming in here with all of this is that it's somewhere they can transition to the other when they can't be true to their authentic life anymore. And I feel like it takes time for it to move from one to the other. They're not like independent living isn't like they're living out in an apartment by themselves and who knows what's going to happen. Independent living of that they have people that go and knock and check on them each day. Hey, everything going okay? Okay, good. But not like assisted where, their doors open and people are going in and out, in and out, in and out. Um, so I feel like independent living with the transitional assisted living available in the same location, the same place, allows them to live their best life in the independent until they can't be their authentic self anymore than to the other. That's what I feel with these cards. So hopefully that's an option. But that's what I feel would make everyone happy because they would see him happy and they'd see them happy, you know, with this. So when to move into that facility? Okay, because this one was about moving from independent to assisted. Let's take a look here and see. Mm, I don't. We've got the Hanged Man, which is one of the. Wait a minute, not quite next weekend. Let's take a look here. So not next weekend, but when the move into this facility here. Oh my gosh. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get any more patience cards. We got because you got all 4 of them that I usually get, which is 7 of Earth, King of Pentacles, Hanged Man, and the Patience card. What's holding it up? What else needs to happen here? Okay. Yeah. There needs to be some there's a lot of fears that are out there right now. We got the Knight of Swords, which is movement of thought, and the Eight of Swords, which is also movement of thought, leaving behind and moving beyond fears, the that have made them feel blinded and bound and trapped in the past. And I feel like they just need some time to work on the fears to make it comfortable for them to do this. They might even um I'm sure that um they've dealt with this before, of course, at the independent living assisted living facility. You might even just ask them what their opinion is. Like, how do you guys make it an easier transition? What, do they have some sort of process? Like, um, they come and visit, or how do they make it easier for an individual to look past their fears? Because I feel like they might have something where they invite them in for to hang out at a party or something with I just feel like they have something, if that makes sense, where they do that. So I just feel like they're like, this is not their first rodeo. They're like, yeah, we understand it. We all don't want to end up doing that. And they might have um, ways to make it feel like that's their choice. That they're not being dumped off somewhere. So okay, very good. So that's what's coming in June. Here we go. So, thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate it, and best of luck on this wonderful journey. I know it's not easy. Hey, Pamela. Hello, hello. I am doing very well. I am actually headed out of here, so you can be my last reading for this evening. Absolutely. You are welcome, welcome. All right, so let's take a look here, Pamela, and see what does Spirit want you to know right now. All right. Uno, dos, tres. Let's see what we have here. All right. We do have this movement of water coming in here, but I feel like whatever there's been going on with this Knight of Pentacles, which I just put back in the deck and it came flying back out. This has to do with slowness, things going really, really, really slow. And you're like, especially around love and around emotions. It just feels like, for the love of God. But whenever we get a card like this with emotion, if this is what you're wanting to know about, um, it means it's slowing down for us because um, it's like our soul is ready for new types of love, not the old, right? When we do what we've always done, we get what we've always gotten. And this is this time of, okay, they're slowing it down so we don't draw in people. So it might feel like a dry spell, right? So we've got this coming in. And then we've got the time to work on our higher love, raise our love vibration, get rid of old thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve us, get rid of emotions that no longer serve us so that we can expand our self-love because we can only love others to the extent we love ourselves and only receive love from others to the extent we love ourselves. So when I love myself this much, no matter how much love I want to give, it's just going to trickle out. No matter how much love they want to give me, it's going to drip in. And but as I expand my self-love, that also expands. So it's a win-win, win-win, win-win-win. And so this slowness that's been happening has been happening for you, right? And if you feel like people are being repelled out of your life or away from you, and you're like, "Can't I just get a date or can't I just find love?" Well, that's why. It's why you feel like you're in a desert. And this is good because the 4 of Cups does tell us the 3 cups are normally down here, which is the old love that we always got, but you're being offered a higher love. Again, higher love, right? And you have the 6 of Water, which is nostalgia. It's balanced emotion too, which is what you want. You want someone who is able to give and receive, and you want to be able to have, like I said, those conduits open, right? But this tells me, I get a lot of this lately here with the 6 of Cups, that um, it's not someone coming back from your past or someone that you've known. There's a lot of energy of activation of people we've known from past lifetimes. The You're going to bump into someone here as you raise your love vibration. There's this emotions that kick in, and there's like this energy that happens where um you feel like you've met a best friend, like you've known them for a long time, but you're like, you even quiz each other. Where'd you go to school? Where'd you grow up? Blah, blah, blah. Where'd you work? And it's like nothing because you haven't known them, but it's this connection that you have. And I feel like this one could be romantic that it happens. um, but it's this wonderful feeling you've never felt before. So trust that the dry spell is happening on purpose for a purpose. It's allowing you to raise your love vibration and allow you to be at this level that activates and draws you both together because they're doing the same thing on their side. So that is what they have for you, Pamela. Hopefully that resonates for you, and welcome, welcome. And that's what they have. So many blessings to you. All right, Olivia, thank you for your donation. So I will not leave here. I also have Ricky. Thank you for your donation as well. So I will take care of you guys before I headed out here. So Olivia, you'd like a general read for Dave, and you absolutely. Let's take a look here. See what does Spirit wants you to know right now. Okay. All right, got that one, and got that one, and that one, and then that one. All right. Let's see what we got here. Very good, Pamela. Thank you. All right. Well, there's a lot of thinking. So I like these two that are coming in here first. We've got well, it actually came out this way first. Well, depending on how you're looking at it. This one came out first. We'll do it this way because I'm not sure how it's showing up on your screen. So, so we've got this here, the 8 of Earth, which is the 8 of Pentacles. This is like you've been putting in the thought, the blood, the sweat, the tears, and the work into it. And this does show that there'll be movement in the outside world. So we have the flow that things will be moving forward between the two of you in the outside world. But we also have the flow of thought and belief, which is good because it isn't stuck. This is where we were, coming from over here. We've got this, 9 of Swords, which is a lot of fears and thoughts and beliefs and insomnia, but we have the peace of mind coming in and the 8 of Air. So all this thinking. So obviously it feels like they've got a lot of stuff going on in their head, but I like the 8 of Air because this is them realizing what of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets are what have been keeping them blinded and bound and trapped, right? And so I like this. There is this flow that happens now, and whatever was this clog before, is clearing up, and we like that here. So we've got this here. So I really like that because ultimately bam, you get the Sun card for your last card here, which is the one of the most victorious, bright, shining cards here, coming in. So I really like it. Very, very good. So this where it's headed, where it's going. There is, hope, right? So I like that. I like that energy coming in there. So I like it. I like it. I like it. And that is what they have for you, Olivia. So I like it. I like it a lot. All right. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. And Ricky, thank you for your double donations there. And let's see what we've got going on here. All right. So you just lost your job today. Oh, yay. Which you knew was coming. Great. Which you're fine with. Even greater. How soon a better job coming towards you, like how like time frame. All right, yeah, we can take a look here and see that here. All right, so timing here. All right, let's see what we have here. All right. Well, I do like this. So we do have a little bit of the seven of air, the seven of swords that comes in here is just something that spirit wants you to be aware of, which has to do with, you know, our own thoughts, our own beliefs, our own mindsets that cheat us, that keep us withheld back. So there is some, with the timing, there has some of the energies that are going on here, some things that are holding back. Something that you can look at because I have a series called Take 10 with Zen, which I'll post here in just a moment as I close out this evening. But I have a playlist. I talk about fate, about timing and fate. It's 4, 5, and today's 6 is about death, but 4 and 5 are about the energies, both of the conscious and the subconscious, that can open up. And there is some stuff in here about this here. Um, Oh, wow, yeah. So there is some, belief to look at with that, that energy there. I feel like you have this solidness, though. I mean, you've got the 4 of Pentacles is the solid foundation in the outside world, and got the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like it's things will turn pretty fast here, but just be aware of these thoughts and beliefs that are keeping you from moving forward. So I would really check out those. They're like less than 10 minutes each for the two episodes 4 and 5. Um, but this card coming in is great, Wheel of Fortune. It means the wheel is turning and bringing things towards you that even your human feels is for you. It's the tuna for you. And this is a solid foundation, the Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles in the outside world. So I feel like you're not going to have to worry about it. It's going to happen pretty quick. And you've got the support here. You got the 2 of Water, the 2 of Cups. So, there is this love here. I think you asked a question about um, 3 months ahead between you and your husband. So I feel like there is this partnership and support. This doesn't necessarily need to mean love, but you do have this support here that comes in here. Um, and the current energies right now feels just like maybe weeks, not like months, but I feel like within a couple weeks with this. But I feel like the job here, this because this doesn't necessarily mean romantic. This can mean friendship. It can mean I almost feel like someone else puts you on to a job. Like they tell you, hey, so and so is hiring, but it's an important friendship or relationship in your life right now going on here. So I feel like there's important things that happen with all of this combined here. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So, listen to mama. Mama knows best. And let's take a look here. You said 3 months ahead between you and your husband here. So let's take a look here. Anything else? All right. Let's see what we got. What we got going on here? Okay. You know, with all of these cards coming in here, it just feels like we've got transformation, death, and rebirth, and new passion. So I feel like feel like things move move in a different direction here. I feel you're okay with it though. Here you've got the King of Air, and you've got the Four of Air. This Four of Swords is peace of mind. That's why I feel like you're okay with the results that come forward here. And this King of Air, they roll over all the thought and belief and mindset, but they also are given a second portion. So they're the masters of the mind. And I feel like you figure things out, you cut through your fears, you see things from a different perspective, but it just feels like you are ready for a rebirth. It almost feels like a phoenix rising from the ashes, that there's this transformation that happens with all of this coming in here. Um, yeah, there you go. Boom, right. So I feel like um that it's okay to move forward. You have the Ace of Wands, which is like you have new passion, a new lease on life. Again, it's this phoenix rising, from it all. Yeah, I feel like it ends here. I feel like um it feels unemotional, like this transformation almost. So I don't know um if you're an air sign. I know with being an air sign, sometimes we can compartmentalize emotions, and I feel like it's like, you know what, I'm okay. I can make this logical decision. Maybe you left in your mind a long time ago. um I just feel like you are okay. Like you said, you're fine with any outcome. I feel like you are. Oh, okay, yeah, so I feel like you left a long time ago or a while ago. Were already you're already divorced in your mind. You're already separated in your mind. So, yeah, I see that here. So, let's see, will a divorce, I feel like it's definitely within, decision making here. Yeah, you got Page of Fire again. So new fire, new passion again. This is like the ace. So rising from the ashes. So I feel like you do rise from the ashes with that. So I feel like you'll be able to get some resolution and some movement with all this fire energy that's coming in. Yeah. Where there's a will, there's a way, and I think you will find a way. So, yeah, absolutely. All right. And again, thank you so much for your donations. I greatly appreciate that. Hang in there, my dear. All right. So, Lisa, you'll be my final donation and final reading for this evening, since I'm almost at 3 hours. But the good news is I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. For anyone else here, just real quick before I finish the last one, here is every Monday I do have a giveaway, and this week, Monday, I'll be giving away two personal recorded readings. There's two ways to win, so be sure to check out that video if you're interested in that. Um, Also, right now I have a 50% off Crazy Zen summer sale for the month of July. on my hedges of peace and love. You can check out that link to see what those are all about. It's an energetic process. And then also half off on my personal recorded readings. How you can book a reading, all of that is listed in the description box of the video, as well as that information. So if you need to come back to it. And then also each week, I put out at least one pick a card reading. And this week was How Can I Transform My Anger? Anger's not wrong. No emotion's wrong. This is just saying that when you're ready to transform anger, you can, and here's some ways. So I like those. And then I'd mentioned a little earlier, I have a weekly series called Take 10 with Zen, which this is all about. We take 10 minutes or less to talk about how we can connect to spirit, how we can connect to our inner powerful self. And I also answer questions from my subscribers. So we're on week 6. The last 3 have been around fate, which are really pretty cool. So if you're interested, check those out. They're all free. I have a ton of free content on my main page. So be sure to check those out. And thank you guys so much, too, for all of you that give a thumbs up on the video. Something free that you can do, and it helps spread the Zen love. So thanks for being part of the love tsunami. All right. So, Lisa, we are finishing up with you, and thank you for your donation. You'd like messages from your higher self that you need to know for now. And I'm going to pull here from the Ask Your Guides Oracle. And let's see what they have here for you. All right. And actually, all these came out here. Let me just, I'm going to shuffle these up real quick here. All right. So, message from your higher self. What do you need to know right now for right now? All right, there we go. So, we've got shame and divine healers. And that is card number 35. So, let's see what they're bringing in here. Yeah, so the energies of these, there we go, are all about judgment and self-loathing and severity and poverty. It says you're at risk of falling under the spell of self-criticism because of poor choices or learned behavior, and this is bringing on the energy of shame. You can always tell when this soul deadening vibration is present because it causes you to unconsciously pull back from others and the loving support of the universe and become isolated. It's quite possible at this time to believe that the world is against you, making you want to hide, withdraw, or push it away. But nothing could be further from the truth. You can be your own worst enemy at this time, as the universe never stops loving or supporting you, nor have the people around you stopped loving you, even if you feel like you've made terrible mistakes. After all, we're all guilty of that at some time. Your divine healers surround you, holding you in affection and unconditional love as you struggle to regain your self esteem. They ask you to remember that being here on earth is like being in a classroom. You're here to progress, and you'll make many mistakes along the way. I think along the way. That's part of your learning process and necessary for your growth. Your divine healers ask you to open your heart and forgive your perceived mistakes. There's no mistake too great, nor any error so grave that it can't be forgiven. Pray for them to help you rise above your self criticism and re enter the flow of the universe. Make an effort to see yourself with the same love that they see you with. Stop judging yourself. Make amends and apologies where you feel they're necessary and move on. Their message to you: live and learn. And I like that, because I don't believe in mistakes or errors. Nothing. there's things that don't turn out the way that maybe we want them to, but we don't make mistakes. You know, there's no mistake is a judgment, and that's what it's saying. Don't judge yourself. Just allow yourself to go. I've had experiences, I've learned from them. I'm living and I'm learning, and I can go forward. The other side never judges us. They have unconditional eternal love for us. And so allow that, try to see yourself through those eyes and just realize, I'm growing, I'm learning. I love they're bringing back to me Byron Katie. She's amazing. If you ever have a chance to check out her channel, it's Byron and then Katie. She also has a website, The Work, TheWork.com. But she says that, or she said in one of her books or one of her videos, that when we believe something, we have no choice but to act upon that belief. When we change our thought and belief, then we change our action. So when we are taught all these beliefs and we're acting upon them, we don't be so hard on ourselves because really we had no choice, right? And that's true of other people too. Allows us to give leniency to others, but when we change our thought, then we can change our actions. So I like that. So that is what Spirit has for you right now, Lisa. And thank you again for your donation. Thank everybody here for all your love, support, and your thirst for hearing from Spirit and searching after Spirit. I'm going to go ahead and close down this session. I shall be back in at 11 a.m. Mountain Time tomorrow morning. And as you are going throughout each and every second of every day of your life, please know that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, have a great rest of your night or day, wherever you're out in the world. Until I see you, much love to you. You hang in there and you take care. We'll see you